In this video, I'm going to be going over the 10 point guard builds that'll be in NBA 2K24. That will be the NBA preset builds. So here's the selection of the 10. One cool note, if you do select one of these builds and you don't alter any of the attributes, you will get all of those players' animations for free. So if you're to pick LaMelo Ball, you don't touch anything, you'll get like his jump shot, all his dribble moves for free. So you won't have to spend any VC on those things. I'll get into some of these builds, highlight a few things, and then I'll kind of tell you which ones I think are the best ones that you should select if you don't pick your favorite player. So LaMelo Ball, really good, 6'7", 180, 6'10" wingspan. If you look at the attributes, it's pretty well balanced. You'll be able to pass, shoot, dunk the ball. Defense isn't insanely good, but it'll be good enough to, play in pretty much any mode. Physicals are all right. So all around, LaMelo is actually a good player to select, I think, and be able to play, jump right in the park. You'll be tall enough to pretty much defend anything that you need to do. Next, we have Jalen Brunson. 6'2", 190, 6'4" wingspan, shorter guard. If you look at some of the attributes, not going to be able to dunk, can shoot pretty well, passes pretty well, not a lot of defense, physicals are okay. All around, probably more of a rec player. If you were to select this, like if you had to pick a mode to maybe utilize this build the best in, I would say rec. It could be able to play in park, but I'm not sure if the speed and things are going to be high enough to actually get open. Next, we have Cade Cunningham, 6'7", 220, 7'1" wingspan, so another big guard. As you can see, good finishing attributes, pretty good shooting attributes. Passing is pretty good as well. Defense is pretty good, and the physicals, they're a little lower. So overall, another kind of all-around player like LaMelo when we looked at it. I do think that this player can be utilized pretty much in any mode. Just you got to have a certain type of play style with it. Next, we have Luka Doncic, 6'7", 230 pounds, 6'8" wingspan. Some of the attributes over here, really good finishing. The driving dunk's a little low. The shooting is good. Playmaking looks good. Defense is a little lower than some of the other ones that we've seen, and physicals are definitely lower than some of the other ones. The strength, though, is high. So if you want to look to get in the post a little bit, be able to, have a little bit of paint game, post-up game, Luka is definitely the way to go, and you'll be able to kind of do a little bit of everything based on his attribute layout. Next, we have De'Aaron Fox. Really, really good point guard build, in my opinion. 6'3", 185 pounds, 6'6" wingspan. He's one of my favorite pre-select NBA templates. Really good finishing. Shooting is a little lower, but this build really is for its like athleticism and being able to get to the rim. 90 speed with ball, decent defense, enough to just get out there and defend the perimeter if you need to, and really good physicals. So this De'Aaron Fox build I think can be utilized for multiple game modes. Next, we have Scoot Henderson. Really just a slasher, 6'2", 195 pounds, 6'7" wingspan. Really good physicals, really good finishing. The shooting's a little low, but it should be usable. Good playmaking, 90 speed with ball, just like De'Aaron, and has a high steal but a low-ish perimeter defense. So not a bad build if you really want to attack the rim, move around on the court, play a little bit of defense. Scoot could be a good build to utilize for the template mode. Drew Holiday's the next one. 6'5", 205 pounds, 6'7" wingspan. So one of the taller, on the taller side of guards. Finishing isn't great, but it's just enough to get the job done, in my opinion. Pretty good shooting. Playmaking's kind of lacking, going to be pretty slow with the ball, but really this build, as you can see on the defensive aspect, is just really a defensive-minded build. So 95 perimeter with an 83 steal. So if you really want to go out and just play defense, not maybe score on catch and shoots and things like that, really get your teammates involved if you have to. That's what this build is. Physicals are a little on the low side, but this build definitely is by far the best defensive preset point guard build. Next, we have Kyrie Irving. Just a really well-balanced scoring build. 6'2", 195 pounds, 6'4" wingspan. Pretty good finishing. Has a little bit of post control, so you'll be able to fade and do things like that. Just a driving layup. Can't really dunk the ball at all. Great mid-range, pretty good three-point shot. Playmaking, 98 ball handles, one of the best, so probably going to get high-level playmaking badges. Really no defense at all, and the physicals are okay. This build I really do think is going to be able to be used in pretty much any mode you want. Just make sure you have some defensive capabilities because this build isn't going to be able to really defend anybody. Next, we have Russell Westbrook, 6'3", 200 pounds, 6'7" wingspan. Really looking at the attributes with this build, it's really just more of a slasher. Really attack the rim, play defense, have good physical attributes. I hope with the Russell Westbrook badge layouts that it'll be able to get some catch and shoot things to just help it. Because with that shooting, it's going to be tough to just really go at defenses. So maybe you're more attack the rim, pass the ball around just like Russell's in real life. But I really do like this build, especially if players who have higher ability to shoot, if you're actually skillful at shooting, maybe 73 point could be usable. So if you're really good at timing your jumper and knowing your jump shot, I think Russell Westbrook could be a pretty good build to use pretty much in any mode. Next we have Trae Young, 6'1", 164, 6'3" wingspan. This build is really just all scoring, really just a perimeter score, being able to drive the lane a little bit with a 91 layup, high shooting attributes, high playmaking attributes, no defense, and really good physicals. So all around, I think this build is really just more of like a rec or pro-am build, in my opinion. You might be able to take this to park, but I worry just being 6'1", how good like the LaMelo and them looked. Like a lot of players are going to be probably using those taller guards, and this one's probably not going to be able to play much defense against those. So with this one having an 85-3 and some of the other ones having low to mid 80s as well, maybe being 6'1" is probably not the way to go, but all around a really good scoring build. And now I'll show you my favorite 3-point hunters. So if you're a player looking to start NBA 2K24 with the preset builds and you don't really have a favorite player to go with, but you're looking to get out there, shoot threes, and be able to get open on the wing, I think these players you should consider selecting. So first, again, we just talked about Trae Young. Trae Young has really high shooting attributes, really good playmaking attributes, good physicals, and can finish with layups. So I think if you really want to get out there and just dribble around, shoot threes, Trae Young is a good one. Second option I would go with is Jalen Brunson. Really good shooting, playmaking, pretty much all the same things, just a little slower, but you're getting a little bit of everything that you get with Trae Young. He's a little taller at 6'2", maybe a little bit better defense all around. Those two are pretty good. And then the last one that I suggest would be Kyrie. If you really wanted to get out there and just shoot the ball, hunt threes, the finishing aspect of this build is pretty good. Shooting is really good. The 91 mid-range I know is going to unlock a lot of shooting badges. The best ball handle, so if locks are an issue for you or you don't want to make sure you get stripped, his 98 ball handle is probably going to be really good at not getting plucked and things like that. Has good physicals, 99 stamina. So those are the three that I suggest for that. And if you want to be a slasher in 2K24 or like attack the rim, you want to be athletic and maybe play a little bit of defense, these are the three builds that I suggest picking. So first would be De'Aaron Fox. Although not super high driving dunk, the physicals on this player are like unlike any of the other preset point guard builds. You have a pretty decent three. Your speed with ball is one of the best. Your physicals are the best. You'll be able to move around really quick on defense, and you're 6'3", so you're kind of on the taller side for guards. And the next slasher player I suggest using actually is going to be LaMelo Ball. 6'7", you're one of the tallest guards that you can be. 83 driving dunk, great finishing, good shooting, good playmaking, pretty decent defense, and then the physicals are kind of lacking compared to the other ones, but LaMelo's more of just like an all-around. He could be utilized more as a 3-point hunter as well and a slasher. This is actually one of the best builds in my opinion, that all of the preset ones, especially at the height of 6'7". And then the last one would be Scoot Henderson. Just absolutely insane finishing ability, the best driving dunk that you can get out of any of the point guard builds. Has a better 3-pointer than Russell, so I would kind of suggest going this way instead, but Russell does have some better physicals. But with the speed with ball at 90, you'll be able to move around really quickly. You have good steal, you have a decent perimeter defense, and you still have pretty good physicals with the 85 verticals. So if you're really wanting to go out there and dunk on your opponent, these are the three players that I think you should probably look at using. And that'll be it for this video. In the next video, we'll be looking at the shooting guards, kind of getting an in-depth look at, who's the best at doing what with those. If you're interested in playing NBA 2K24 with myself, I have a Discord link in the description below, so check that out. If you like this video, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one.